where do you find, Joel, that marketing organisations in general are with regard to ABM?
Well, we did some research on this last year because it's a topic which is, which I think we'll discuss this later, I'm sure, has been around in one form or another for a while, but there's momentum around it, pardon the pun, around it as being interesting at the moment, and so we, our survey sought to understand our audience and their interest in it and their level of sophistication, and we do a lot of surveys at B2B marketing, but this one got extremely good traction very, very fast, so a lot of interest in it, but B, what it showed overwhelmingly was that most people out there are very, very low in their adoption curve. They're only starting to understand what it actually is, let alone what it means, and even further away from actually what they can do about it. So people are in a kind of a scoping phase to understand the dynamics and the opportunities presented by it. So it's a very good time to be thinking about this. So I think my message would be is if you are in that early stage, then you're in good company. A lot of people are in that place as well.
Leanne, when we're actually looking at ABM at scale, which obviously demand-based do,
Yep.
how do you sort of tackle that personalisation approach?
Yes, I think taking it even before kind of the step back when you're looking at who are the right accounts to target, using tools to help you do that, such as demand-based. I think you can look at like buying intent signals as well. So that will give you an idea of accounts that are in market to buy, what they're interested in, and you can do that based on keywords that you would use in your SEO and SEM programs. So that gives you a good idea of what people are talking about out there. So it kind of almost comes one step before that personalisation. So you can actually see, well, these are the accounts that are in market based on these buying signals. This is what they're talking about on Twitter or on LinkedIn. They're writing a blog post on this. They're talking on this particular topic that's related to your business. So that gives you a good idea. And then that personalisation step comes next. So you're actually giving them, delivering them messaging that's relevant to them. So that's really going to help get them converted.
Yeah, and I think that proactive stance, I think, is crucial as well. And I think, again, that speaks right across the organisation. So comes back to the account-based everything. Everyone interacting needs to be a lot more proactive too, because we're all customer-centric and we're all account-centric. So hopefully, yes, absolutely. Well, hopefully after today's programme, more so. Yeah. Okay, so let's push out the results and have a see what our audience's challenges are. So we haven't yet started any ABM campaigns. We've got nearly 27% there, so that's a sizable number. Understanding what technology is out there and what I can use. So see an opportunity there for you, Leanne there. Ability to measure and demonstrate ROI. So that's an interesting one, because obviously that's those of our audience who are understanding ABM, getting into it, and really to understand how they can get the metrics and demonstrate that ROI. Understanding your account structure and which to target. So really at the beginning of the journey, I think, and quite a few of our audience there, nearly 16%. And a challenge for 11% of the audience is aligning sales and marketing. Very few at the moment finding building a business case is a challenge, only 2%. How will GDPR affect ABM, or even will it?
It's very topical. We actually had an event yesterday on this subject. So I think there's obviously a lot of things, a lot of implications and regulations around it, the biggest thing being consent. One of the conversations we had yesterday is actually using account-based marketing as a mechanism to help get that consent or reconsent, whatever stage you are at in that journey, by actually personalising content, to help people delivering them messages that are relevant to them. They're more likely to be at that stage of consent. But I also think it's an opportunity for marketers to do better things with data as well. And again, that comes back to that personalisation piece, engagement piece. If you're delivering messages to people based on the intent signals that they're showing, based on their engagement on your website, what content they're looking at, if you can identify the types of industry they're at and serve them up content that's relevant to that, they're much more likely to engage.
For those people who are maybe jumping in looking for the tools, and in all deference to demand-based, I don't think there are any magic bullets here. There are no wonder things that are going to suddenly transform everybody's life. Definitely technology is an enabler, definitely technology automates, definitely technology speeds things up. But I think to Joel's point, the companies we work with, their key accounts, their kind of ABM accounts haven't changed in 5 years. So the point is that it's an ongoing conversation that you're having with these accounts, which is developing all the time.
Yeah.
And people leave those accounts, people change within the decision-making process in those accounts, so sometimes you have to start from scratch. But it's still the same account, and it's still the same company, and it's still the same insight, etc., etc. So think of them as a longitudinal process, and you'll be kind of farther along the journey than maybe you are now.